Imagine standing on the serene shore of a picturesque lake, soft waves gently caressing the sand. The sky unveils its fiery beauty, splashed with brilliant hues of crimson and gold. But you can't enjoy this jaw-dropping grandeur unfolding before your eyes because you're wearing a mask, as is everyone else around you. Nobody stops to question why this is even necessary, including you. You only catch fleeting glimpses of the breathtaking spectacle through the tiny eye holes in your disguise. It's like trying to watch fireworks through a pair of binoculars smeared with Vaseline. But deep down, you know something is waiting to be unveiled. Something far too sacred for words. Something calling out to you from beyond the confines of that suffocating face covering. This is what it's like before awakening, before we grasp the true nature of our being. The masks of our egos obscure the divine reality that's closer to us than our own breath. When we finally rouse from our millennia-long slumber, we realize who we truly are on the deepest levels of our being. Once we do, we know we can finally eliminate that which prevents us from seeing the formless dimension. At that moment, we drop our masks, realizing that we never needed them in the first place. We dive deep into the boundless sea of being, exploring the vast, uncharted landscapes of our consciousness. It is there we first encounter the gleaming diamond of higher awareness in all its heart-aching brilliance. It can be a bumpy trip. We stumble, fall, and get lost in the enveloping fog at times. But the light of consciousness is always with us, an incandescent light guiding us through the dark night of the soul. This makes our explorations a bit easier. With each tentative step, each penetrating insight, each nugget of wisdom we glean, we move ever closer to fully embodying higher awareness, becoming the luminous beings we were always destined to be. We see, for the first time, with piercing clarity, the illusory nature of the material world as we cast off the shackles of our fictitious identities. Like caterpillars breaking free from the prisons of their cocoons, we emerge, transformed, into radiant beings of light, ready to embark on an extraordinary journey of self-discovery. Before awakening, we were scruffy vagabonds, shuffling aimlessly through a dream, believing that the dream's characters, props, and sets were actually real. We so strongly identified with the petty dramas we painstakingly constructed that we mistook our roles and possessions for who we really are, forgetting that we're beings of unparalleled light. We traded our divine inheritance for a measly hovel made of mud and straw, the rubies and emeralds of our spiritual treasure chest for worthless stones. As we embrace our newfound reality, we realize that the separation we once so feverishly bought into is nothing more than a trick played on us by our egos. We wipe the sleep from our eyes as we slowly transition to an entirely new way of being, one where the illusion of materiality is shattered into a million glittering shards. In this dance between the mundane and the mystical, the banal and the beatific, the familiar and the fantastic, we see the soul-stirring truth peeking out from behind the veil of illusion, the radiant joy of higher awareness, which happens to be the greatest treasure ever discovered by mortal humans. We begin to realize that every atom, every galaxy, every creature, and every human being is woven together in a cosmic tapestry, mind-boggling in its magnificence. We become one with the whole, taking our place in the grand symphony of creation. Through our explorations in consciousness, we come to know that the entire cosmos, with all its breathtaking beauty, is a divine playground, a metaphysical sandbox where universal energy can experience the exquisite joy of creating new forms. Like an actor taking on different parts in a play, the divine descends into the manifested world, becoming the objects and beings populating the physical dimension. Source energy becomes the awe-inspiring majesty of a soaring eagle, a gazelle's graceful beauty, and a rose's delicate loveliness. It transforms into the savage fury of a thunderstorm, an all-encompassing serenity of a flowing river, and the soulfulness in a baby's eyes. We are embodiments of the divine, playing our part in this grand performance. Each of us is a shimmering expression of the transcendent. Our triumphs, our sorrows, our joys, and our pain are all parts of the sweeping panoramic drama of material reality. We grasp that all of existence, from phenomena taking place on an epic scale to the tiniest of subatomic particles, springs from the realm of the unmanifested. We start seeing the world with childlike wonder and awe as we intuitively feel the interconnectedness of everything in the universe, the golden threads of sacredness weaving us all together. We come to know the invisible strands of energy flowing through everything that's alive. This mystical realization is no mere intellectual understanding, but a profound and permanent shift in our perception, a visceral experiential knowing reverberating through the corridors of space and time. Once we make this shift, we can never go back. That's because the evolution of awareness is an ever-expanding trajectory going in one direction and one direction only, upwards. Our once limited perceptions expand in infinite directions as we buckle up for the adventure of a lifetime. This is a journey to the Omega Point, the evolutionary stage of humanity where all forms merge into the one universal consciousness. The radiance of our newly awakened consciousness illuminates the way for all those still mired in the trap of materiality. Our expanding awareness triggers rippling waves of inner transformation as people start waking up from the dream. As we nurture the seed of divinity within us, we transcend the limitations of the ego and its insatiable desire for more. Instead of an alien fragment adrift in a strange and uncaring sea, we feel at one with the totality. We remember that we're all little pieces of the infinite, wafting on the celestial breeze, no longer losing sight of the jaw-dropping vastness of our own being. We continually burnish the bright light of consciousness so that we can bring formless essence into the world of form. As we do so, our awareness transforms from a tiny spark into a blazing inferno, illuminating the entire universe with liberating knowledge. As the light of awareness grows within us, the mirage of materiality dissolves like a mist before the encroaching dawn, exposing it as the insubstantial shadow it's always been. We become the formless manifesting in form, a radiant expression of the infinite luminosity residing deep within us. By being a conduit for the externalization of the transcendental dimension into the material world, we're able to go about our daily routines with lightness and a sense of playfulness. We stop taking ourselves so seriously once we wrap our minds around this truth. We look back at our lives and wonder, how did I get so caught up in trivial personal narratives? We see them for what they really are, mere blips on the radar of our attention. We transcend the mind's limitations by becoming intimately familiar with our formless essence. We can never use the mind with its rigid conceptual frameworks to fathom the staggering vastness of the totality. It's only a tool to be utilized and then set aside like any other useful implement. Sure, it's indispensable for navigating the world of the material, but it's unable to comprehend the ineffable reality underlying the illusion of appearances. Reality, in its essence, is a unified whole. But thought is a sword cutting wholeness into little bits, perpetuating the illusion of separatedness and isolated events. Once you understand this, you move beyond fragmented perception and merge with the boundless unity of the unmanifested realm. After we connect to the limitless depths of our being, something profound stirs deep within us, a sacred invitation to transform every part of existence with our ever-growing awareness. And by embodying divinity, we inspire others to awaken and join us in the ecstatic dance of creation, helping to create a critical mass of consciousness that accelerates the collective awakening. So, my friend, Let the shadowy mist dissolve into nothingness as you seize the scintillating truth lying just beyond the seductive veil of illusion. Remember that you're not alone. Countless others have walked this path before you, and many more will follow. Together, we'll unravel the mysteries of consciousness, revealing the infinite depths of awareness within us all. By doing so, we'll help the world wake up from its long sleep.